Hey, how's everybody doing? Welcome back to Ask That Podcast on YouTube. What I got here, I ain't done one of these in a while, but I found a little stash of Video Watchdog I hadn't covered yet. This is Video Watchdog issue 26. You see it's got a little rip in the top. This is one of the ones, I think I mentioned this in one of the earlier videos. I got a whole pile of these when, I think it was Maha Comics was having a big sale, because $5.50 cover price, and now you can find lots of them fairly beat up for about $4 an issue. But for a while they're getting single issues. You're paying, with shipping, you're paying about $10 an issue. This is Jurassic Park on the cover. Look at that. Seizure, Oliver Stone's first interview. Jurassic Park, does letterboxing really give you more? Martine Beswick, the Queen of Evil. Night of the Living Dead lives on laser. Rarities, retitles, and restorations. And this is from, I have a year on the front. Let me see. Don't see. That's back when they were doing the Black Sunday. It's 1995 Black Sunday calendar. We get the Kennel and Tim Lucas and Dougie Winter. And this is a little opening piece of my. He's proud that Video Watchdog is published in the city of Cincinnati. Cincinnati's a city. It's not known for their censorship issues. That's where Larry Flynn had a bunch of issues. There's been some various things happening. Okay, we've got Watchdog News. And somehow, with the release of Ed Wood, Tim Burton's Ed Wood, Paramount Pictures sent out a bunch of cease and desist orders to various public domain video houses insisting that Glenn or Glenda be pulled from his release as it was protected by copyright renewal they filed in 1981. The studio's pursuit of the film at that time was reportedly undertaken as a favor to its golden child, Warren Beatty, making Reds for them, who apparently caught a midnight screening of the film in L.A. and persuaded the studio to acquire it for proper release. Paramount mounted a large-scale, high-profile theatrical reissue, slated to premiere at the upscale Sutton Theater on 57th Street, only abort their plans after an embarrassing New York critical premiere. The studio enigmatically claimed they delayed the release out of reverence for President Reagan, who had just been shot by John Hinckley. And it talks about how, where is it? Until the deluxe version of Glimmerland hits the shelves, however, Watchdogs will have to bay at the blank screen. Although it should be noted that a pack of Gotham entrepreneurs have been spotted filling the void with an impromptu sidewalk stand outside the Village East Cinema, covertly hawking double feature cassettes of Plan 9 and Glen or Glenda. And somehow, American Movie Class has been showing a lot of continuing to print a number of their monthly offerings in letterbox format, including an increasing number of films unavailable in that format or in tape or disc. That was a big thing back in '95. You weren't getting a lot of letterbox stuff. Cover that up. Sorry about that. And it's got their retitles, which always came in handy because a lot of this stuff we could retitle and you didn't know. Then we get their videotape section, Anthropophagus, which this is a release from Midnight Video. It took them where does it say? It says somewhere in here. 3 years, and basically what they did is they combined all the footage you can find from everywhere and got the most uncut version of Anthropophagus you could see back in the day. And that tape was not cheap. It was like $30 back then. The Black Duke, which that's where that image is from. Never seen it or heard of it. Blue Sonnet Volume 1. They used to cover anime back in the day. Chronos, which is an early Guillermo del Toro, early Guillermo del Toro film before he became known. Deadly Dream Woman, which is it's a low-budget female superhero saga. The Embalmer. I love that image. Embalmer from Sinister Cinema, which sadly looks like Sinister Cinema might be going on. I went looking at their website recently. They're not doing the catalog anymore. They've cut out VHS sales. They're really been hurt by all this stuff finally coming out on legit. We got a UK release of $5 for an August Moon, which is Mario Bava. And it's the one Bava considers his worst film. Edwidge Finch, isn't it? Then we got two Laserdisc reviews for Hong Kong films. We got Flirt and Scholar and King of Beggars. I've never seen either one, so I don't know what to say. Innocent Desires from Something Weird. Lamore, the Lady Vampire from More Video and Midnight Video. And one of them runs a few seconds longer. It's Cheryl Rainbow Smith vampire film. Really well done. Back in the day, it was hard to come out. Leo the Lion, King of the Jungle, The First Adventure. This is 1995. This is the cartoon that Disney basically ripped off with The Lion King. It was called Timber the White Lion, or Leo the Lion. A lot of similar plot similarities. And even to this day, a lot of people don't know that Disney just flat out ripped Lion King off. Library of Congress Video Collection, Volume 3, Origins of American Animation. Puss in Boots from Sinister Cinema. This is the K. Gordon Murray American release of El Gato con Botas, which is a Mexican film. Reptilicus, which I finally got to see recently. It's not really that good. There's a neat image there of Reptilicus. The Street Fighter, which is a samurai video release, of course, of the Sonny Chiba film. And we got Street Fighter 2, Return of the Street Fighter. Both these are supposed to be uncut. Tam Lin, Video Search Miami release, which means it's going to be expensive. Also known by the titles The Devil's Widow and The Devil's Woman, this flirtatious, decadent 60s artifact, filmed in 68, shelved to 71, is a virtual series catalog of future Hammer heroines, and has added distinction being the only film directed today by actor-photographer Roddy McDowall. Actually sounds halfway interesting. Is that from it? Yeah, it is. That's kind of cool. Then we got Terror Beneath the Sea, which is another cinema release, and this is an early film for Sonny Chiba. It was known as... it doesn't say. Then we got Video Search in Miami putting out To the Public Danger in Pennywell and the Pownall case. And these are two Terrence Fisher films that are like really hard to come by back in the day. And of course, you got their errata where they correct all the stuff, mistakes they made. Then we get this. Tim Lucas, 1975, attended a fateful matinee at Cincinnati's now demolished RKO Grand Theater back then. He worked for Cinema Fantastique. He was supposed to watch The Beast Must Die and Seizure. We ended up seeing Seizure, enjoying it, and got in touch with Oliver Stone. That's when Oliver Stone's first film, and got a nice little interview out of it. And you can see the letter he sent as a young Oliver Stone. Seizure's easy to get a hold of now. Jonathan Fred, Barnabas from Dark Shadows is in it. Oh, this is the actual interview. Martine Beswick. There's what was his name, the big guy? And Hervé Villachez that played Tattoo on Fantasy Islands in this. Isn't Mary Warnoff? Yeah, Mary Warnoff is in this. There she is. It's a really interesting film. Kind of horror movie. These people are trapped in a house by these killers. And you can't tell if they're supernatural or not. I said, a nice little long interview here that, as far as I know, never been printed anywhere. Like, Lucas sat on this for years because it's supposed to go in some magazine and something happened. They didn't get it in there, so. Then they got Martine Beswick, talks about Seizure. And she's also was in, from Russia with Love. I knew she was in one of the Bond films. She has a very unique look to her. Nice little interview. She was in Dr. Jekyll and Sister Hyde, which I have seen, but it's been a long, long time. She was in Prehistoric Women. Look at that rhino. Then we get to Laserdisc. Yes, this is before DVD, for Blu-ray, for 4K, ultra high definition. The peak for home video was, unless you could get a hold of a 35mm film print, which even today is not easy, it was Laserdisc. And this is talking about probably one of the best horror Laserdiscs to ever come out. This would be the Elite Entertainment 25th Anniversary Collector Edition, Night of the Living Dead, where it had a neat feature. You start off, and it's like the same fuzzy print you've seen a million times on cheap tape, and then the image kind of cracks and it goes to this pristine looking print. They went as close as they could to the originals, and it looks so good. And there's all kinds of extras, and they detail all the extras. Then we got an Addams Family thing. A Criterion, through their Criterion Television, was releasing episodes of the Addams Family on DVD. It says 49 minutes. That's probably, 2 to 3 episodes? Probably 2. They're probably 25 minutes a piece. And it was expensive, man. It was like $50 for 2 episodes. And they talk about the Aladdin CAV Laserdisc release. The Disney Aladdin, of course. Which just recently got remade as a live-action film. There's a little image from it. These are the ones I caught my. The cartoons that time forgot. The Ub Iwerks collection. The cartoons that time forgot from the Van Buren studio. Ub Iwerks is a guy that pretty much co-created Mickey Mouse and then kind of got screwed, went off and started his own studio, started doing his own animation studio, and he did really neat stuff. It just did not catch on. Flip the Frog was probably his best known creation, and he's not really well known. And Van Buren did lots of stuff. And then we get a Crow review of the Crow Laserdisc, which is hard to remember. There ain't really anything extra that you can't find anyplace else. Earthquake, one of the 70s disasters film. We got Charlton Heston. I Know Where I'm Going, which I never heard, is 1945's Criterion. Is that it? Yeah, I know nothing about that. It's one of them films. It's all true, based on an unfinished film by Orson Welles. It's from Paramount. And it's basically an unfinished film from Orson Welles, which is always kind of neat to find. We got, what's that from? Jurassic Park, and they really go into detail on all the different releases of Jurassic Park. And I actually, at one time, had the CLV and the CAV release of Jurassic Park back in probably about 2005-ish. A friend of mine out in Texas got heavy into Laserdisc and was buying like huge lots of Laserdisc on eBay just to get a couple films out of it and bring me the extra. Hey, I got Jurassic Park. You want it for $5? And they gave me, because he had like 3 copies of it. He gave me the CLV and the CAV, and it looks really nice on it. And this is why I like. They actually do look. Okay, A is letterbox version. B is the pan and scan version. C is inserting the pan and scan frame over the amplified zoom box widescreen image. D is by placing the letterbox frame over the pan and scan version. It just shows you how much information is missing or gained by each version, which is kind of neat. Because there is times where, you see a movie full frame, or unmatted as it usually is, but you get more information. There's quite a few like 80s comedies where there's nudity. It's only in the VHS release because it's unmatted. When it's letterbox, that nudity is kind of cut out. We get Audio Watchdog, which is mostly about Goblin. They did a lot of the score for Argento stuff. Then we get a book I've always wondered: Men, Women, and Chainsaws: Gender in the Modern Horror Film, by Carol J. Clover. I've never been able to find a copy for a decent price. We got the Letterbox, which get a couple. Anybody interested in it? Anybody like big? Oh, they're talking about Mr. Seeing Jurassic Park. This guy, somebody he remember seeing in theaters, but any home video release, turned out it was something he saw from like a making of and just kind of made him think. Now it's not. It does happen sometimes. I mean, nobody else has seen proof of this, but I clearly remember going opening night to see Aliens. I remember there being a scene that I've never seen on DVD, home video, anything like that, where Ripley's asking about her daughter, and she's informed that her daughter died years ago while she was in suspended animation. I don't remember ever seeing that on any home video release. I want to say one of the DVD releases added back in as like a deleted scene, but that was in the theatrical print I saw. So who knows? And I had that confirmed because 2 other people went to the film with me, and they both confirmed they remember seeing that. Then we get, Tim Lucas announced his novel Throat Sprockets, which started off as a serialized comic in Taboo and never got finished there, so he made it into a novel, and it's kind of the plot is real similar to, made a lot later, John Carpenter's Cigarette Burners. I was trying to think of for Master of Horror Season 1. Then we get our back cover, Martine Beswick. 1995, issue 27. This will only come out twice every 2 months then, so like 6 issues was a year, so this is like 4 years into the run. But I hope everybody enjoyed that. Remember, if you did, give me that thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe, all the other bullshit. Talk to everybody later. Bye-bye.